What's the difference between a novel and a book? A book is a broad term that can describe any form of written work, including novels, poetry, or textbooks, and books can be either fiction or nonfiction. A novel, on the other hand, is a type of book, and it has to be a fictional story, which would include plot, theme, characters, and setting. Essentially, all novels are books, but not all books are novels.
Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth, and let's chat about Priory of the Orange Tree. I hope you liked that little intro in the beginning, and I hope that you also learned a little bit of a difference between what a novel and a book is. The more you know. Wow, this book is thick.
Yeah, she's thick. Right?
Very intimidating to begin reading, I have to say. Where do we start? So we are in a world where we have people that fear the dragons and hunt them down, which are the Priory of the Orange Tree. And we also have people who love the dragons and worship them, and they are the dragon riders. Think of it as a East versus West kind of scenario. So the story is told in 4 different perspectives. We have Eid, who is part of that priory, Tane, who is the dragon rider, Dr. Roos, who's an alchemist, and Loth, who is heir to a wealthy province. So Eid and Loth know each other, and they're good friends with the Queen of Sabrin the Ninth of Enos. And their duty is to protect her, of course, and be a good friend to her. And so we also find out in the story that Queen Sabrin has to give birth to a daughter in order to protect the realm from destruction from this nameless one. I had a hard time getting into this book because in the beginning, you are thrown so many people, their titles, their names, where they're from. It was very distracting. I'm very thankful that the author provided a glossary and description of those that she included in the book, but I had a hard time trying to figure out, like, okay, who was important to remember and who wasn't. The author introduced a new character. It's very tiring to have to reference the back of the book, so it took away from me being immersed into the story. I mean, I will say, I think the author did a great job detailing the events happening in the book, detailing scenarios, plots, the conversations between the characters, and I thought the book was beautifully written, but it was boring for me, and I just couldn't get into the story itself, unfortunately. I don't want to end it there negatively. There are some positives to this book. So one, I love that there are so many badass female characters in this book that are in leadership roles. So we have them as rulers of kingdoms, they're mages, they're witches, they're in leadership positions in armies and military, protecting these rulers. So I love that about this book. If I had to choose a favorite character, it would be Tane. She has a fish hook as a scar. She's a dragon rider, and I like her personality, her work ethic. She works hard at everything she does to get where she is. So I appreciated that about Tane. This book was a miss for me. I really wanted to like it because it had dragons in it, and I am glad that I had the opportunity to read this novel, but I think it might take me a minute to read the second book, or the prequel in the series, called A Day of Fallen Night. Like always, please let me know, did you like the book? Didn't you like the book? Who was your favorite character? Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Happy reading.